Hey, what do you know? Um, we are going to talk about hungering and thirsting today. It ought to be a good one. Um, if I can get my computer to cooperate with me. So, uh, the verse 6, hungering and thirsting for God. I think that's a good concept. Hungering. How many of us here have ever been hungry and thirsty? Right now, I'm kind of thirsty. My mouth's kind of dry. But hungry. When we're hungry, when we're thirsty, what do? We go get us something to eat or to drink. So let's review, though, before we get into this. The Beatitudes are a progressiveness of us coming to the Lord as we should. We've studied poverty in spirit, which recognize we're nothing, and then mourning for our sin, which how deprived we are as a human without God, depravity. Then meekness, seeing ourselves in the spirit of brokenness, because God can use someone that is broken and come to Him humbly. But today we're going to talk about righteousness. So, what is righteousness? Some say it's purity. Some say it's honesty. What do you think it is? When you think of righteousness? What do you think? I think of something good and perfect, don't you? So, I'm going to tell you what it means. Literally, it means to be correct or innocent. And if you're righteous, also it means righteous is something we are because of our actions. Now, we know our actions can't be perfect without God. We cannot be anything without Him. So, when God looks at us, He looks at us as righteous because of Jesus. But let's look at that. Let's break that down a little. There's two kinds of righteousness. Righteousness before God and righteousness before man. Man can see us by our actions, just by what we do and we say. But God, He knows our heart. He knows what's really behind our actions and behind what we do. So, and I gave you some verses here to look at that. So go mark those in your Bible and go look at those. Then, there's another thing. I sent you a picture of this. I couldn't find it on the internet, but I had this, and I thought it was pretty important in my studies. Positionally righteous. We are positionally righteous because of Jesus. Okay? We're innocent before God and positionally righteous with God because of our faith in Jesus Christ and what He did for us on the cross. And God has imputed to us righteousness because of Jesus. He does not make a difference, and I wanted to make that clear. He does not make a difference towards us positionally. That's so that I want you to understand why we're righteous. But once we've done steps 1 through 3, we're ready for righteousness. That's kind of a big deal. So now, let's talk about hungering and thirsting. That's just a basic human need. If we get hungry, we go to McDonald's or the grocery store. I was a little disappointed in McDonald's this week. I ordered a double cheeseburger, and I bet it was not an inch thick. It's like they squished it. During biblical times, you worked a day for that wage so that you could eat. And I had a professor that was over the history department for SBU, and he was from Africa. And he said people there literally prayed every morning that they would have bread, that God would give them daily bread. How fortunate are we as Americans and human beings? We don't starve. But what if we did, and when I say starve on my PowerPoint, I mean, what if when we got hungry, we were emotionally that hungry to be righteous? Stop and think about it. And then it's a promise we'll be filled. We won't be hungry anymore spiritually if we hunger for that. So, and the Greek word here that's talking about thirsting means saturated. So, what would it be like if we were saturated for righteousness. I mean, just stop and discuss that a minute between yourselves. What would that be like? That would be amazing. Guess what? Got the PowerPoint ready to go. I'm so excited. I'm doing better. I got released from the doctor, and I got off those antibiotics, and I'm doing much better. I'll see you next week, good people. Bye.